Hello everyone and thank you for joining me. For today's drawing I will be using a fountain pen that is quite loved in the fountain pen circles as far as I know, and I have to admit I like it quite a lot as well. The fountain pen, as you probably already realized since you've been reading the title of this video, is the Faber-Castell E-Motion fountain pen. This fountain pen has been in my collection for quite a while and I have used it a couple of times before. What I have in here is the satin-like finish in a black anodized color. And unfortunately this color seems to create a little bit of an issue with focusing with my camera, especially on that black background. However, hopefully I was able to actually show the lines of the fountain pen and well, the overall design that it has. The fountain pens, as far as I know, do come in a couple of other color variations. I believe there is like a silver color and another color that it's in a wood finish with chrome pieces on it. I like the wood on it, but the chrome pieces I'm not too crazy about it. The fountain pen has a really nice cap that comes with a rocker clip, as I like to call it, that clips on very nicely and the functionality is very good. The cap is actually very heavy though. One disappointment part of the fountain pen that I found it when I first got it was when I removed the cap, the nib of this pen looks very small. I'll be honest, I would have loved to see a number 6 nib on this pen. The number 5 looks way too small. And I think that would have given it even a better look and will look more complete and more in tune. That nib looks very small on this pen. The cap does pose very nice and very deep, but on this model that I have, it sits there, but if by any chance, let's say you press a little bit harder on your hand or you knock it a little bit on the desk, it will come off. It could be a little bit of a challenge to keep it on if you're a more, let's say, active person. Filling it up, not much of an issue. It fills up very nicely. It comes with, as far as I can tell, a Schmidt converter. I believe it is a Schmidt converter. I don't remember seeing a brand on it. As for today's ink, I decided to use a German ink. It is a new ink to me, is the, and I hope I'm not gonna butcher the name, Rohrer Klingner. For any Germans out there, I apologize if I screwed up that pronunciation. Like I said, this is a new ink for me. It is Sepia, or marked as Sepia. One small disappointing thing with this ink is that the color that it shows on the label doesn't match the color that it actually puts on the page. The color is more of a gray brownish rather than brown or sepia as we know it. However, it is a fairly pleasant ink. I do like it, even though it doesn't match the color that I was hoping I will get. For the writing portion, basically in this pen, with this feed and this nib, it's actually a pretty wet ink. It seems to dry pretty fast. I like how it feels on the page, and I like the color. I do like it. No issues as far as I can tell with this ink. I don't think it's waterproof, so I didn't test it, so treat it as such. One thing that I liked about the fountain pen in this case is that there seems to be some line variation as you write, so most probably if you're better versed than I am, you can get some nice writing with some pretty nice line variation. The nib is a little bit bouncy and pleasant to use. On my specific nib, I think I do need to do a little bit of smoothing on it. It seems to have like a high spot on it. And when I was doing the letters, again, not on my handwriting, it's any pretty, but when I was doing the the letters, at the high point or low point of the letter, it feels like it jumps into a sharper point at the ends as I switch from up and down movement, and doesn't allow me to do like a round letter. So that's most probably because it has a high point underneath that can be smoothed down a little bit. But at the same time, I'm kind of worried about doing that because it might change the way it feels when I draw with it. Speaking of the drawing, I actually really like the fountain pen, using it for drawing. And I do like it posted for writing and drawing. Like I mentioned a little bit earlier, the pen posts very well, and even though the cap is very heavy compared with the body of the pen, it's actually not unpleasant to use when posted. The balance seems to kind of even out when posted, and is still somewhere in the middle of the pen, if you consider the cap and the pen posted as one unit rather than two separate pieces. It feels very good in hand. It is definitely heavy, so if you don't like heavy fountain pens, you might not like this fountain pen as much. It is all metal construction as far as I know. I believe it might be some brass into it based on how heavy it is, but it's hard for me to tell what portions of the pen are maybe aluminum, if there is any, and what portions are actual brass. The bigger disappointment is still that I would have loved to see a number 6 nib on this fountain pen. I think you would have completed the pen much better, and you would have given that a little bit of extra length that I would have loved to have on the pen. A number 6 nib tends to be a little bit longer, so basically your hand positioning on the pen will change depending on the nib length, and that will physically sort of slightly make the pen longer, even when unposted. I think unposted it's maybe a little bit too short for me, even though I do like it unposted when writing. But when you post it, at least for me, it gives it that stability in hand. It feels heavy, it feels planted, and it feels like I can control it a little bit better than unposted. Anyway, back to the drawing. Didn't really had a plan for today. As you've seen me starting this drawing, I started it from somewhere quarter down the page on the right side of the page. I had this image I had this image in my hand. No, what am I saying in here? I had this image in my head, not hand, for a while now, with this eye seen from a profile view, but not necessarily the entire thing. So the drawing for today eventually turned out to be some sort of a portrait from a profile view, but my main focus was kind of at the eye and the area around the eye. So I don't have a complete face or I guess portrait of whatever this being is, because my intention was mostly to put accent on the eye and I guess the features around the eye. So it turned out to be a very interesting drawing for me. It was a lot of searching of the eye. Like I mentioned, the eye was the main focus of my drawing, and kind of I grew from there. Even the eye, while I sort of had that shape in my head, I wasn't sure what to do with the things around it. So I kind of let it basically appear by itself as I was drawing, and as I was trying to search some way to connect it to other body parts that the eye will be around. So it turned out with a very interesting nose that kind of digs into the face, and then you kind of have like a mouth with a little bit of an underbite, and a furry face or furry features attached to it. That took me a long time to do. I actually got bored, and at one moment I started to get tired and I took a break because I couldn't focus anymore, but came back to it and basically persevered, and eventually actually turned out into a very interesting drawing that I do like quite a lot, I might say. What else can I say about the drawing? Oh yeah, while the eye was basically the main focus for me, I also have to say that I wasn't sure exactly what to do with the actual eye. So I waited a little bit on it, pretty much towards the end of the drawing, until I finally built up the courage and started to do something with it. I don't know how well it turned out, I don't know how much better I could have made it, but I think it kind of blends in with the rest of the drawing pretty nicely. At one point in time, I actually wanted to add some color to it. You'll see me at one point in time, actually, I pulled out like a piece of paper that I usually use to test things, and I tried to do a small thing or a small scribble in there and then add color to it by using gel pens. And while I kind of liked the colors, I was trying to combine a yellow and a red, and I kind of liked the way it can combine. I felt like maybe I should let the eye as is without adding color to it. Would have probably helped to make it pop, in the sense of it will definitely grab your eye or your attention, but it felt that if I'll do that, the rest of the drawing will kind of disappear. So I kind of decided against that, and I just went back to just polish it a little bit more. One of the weird features that I kind of like, but I don't know what I did it, is these like hair structures coming out of the face. I don't know if it's hair or whatever else, but and maybe it's weird because you don't see this on a normal person. Not that this would be a normal person, but I kind of liked it. I liked it. It kind of felt like it completes the drawing and matches with the rest of it. Bottom line, I actually really like the drawing for today, and the fountain pen worked out actually really good. I love it, and I like the ink. I'll most probably be using it again in the future. I have a lot of inks that I keep on saying I'll use it in the future, but I always find new inks that that I want to try. Speaking of new inks that I want to try, I guess this, and again I'm going to try and say the name, Rohrer and Klingner ink. It's actually a pretty nice ink. I like it. I was looking at some of other colors that they have, and I'm very curious about a few of them, so I might grab a few of them in the future. I don't know how nice of a colors they're gonna be, because if the color doesn't match the label that it has, that will be a little bit of a surprise. But reading about the ink, they're very well loved in the fountain pen community, so I'm definitely gonna give them a try, at least different color tries. Bottom line, I like it, and this color called Sepia, which is more of a gray brown with very, very small hints of brown, seems to be working pretty good, or pretty okay, I guess. Anyway, bottom line, in the end, I love the drawing for today. I kind of like the end result. Not kind of, I actually do like the end result, and hopefully my next one will be just as good. Again, I'm starting to ramble more than I should, so probably that's a hint that I should take a break and let you enjoy the rest of the drawing, whatever it's left out of it. And I guess I will be seeing you next time with a fountain pen that, again, it's well known and well loved in the fountain pen community, but I won't ruin it for now. You'll see, well, I guess next week. Anyway, with that said, thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed the drawing for today, and I'll see you next time, hopefully. Wish you all the best and a wonderful day or night, wherever you are. Take care. Bye.